Okay, so hopefully you can hear me alright. We're currently spectating the Viper right here, and he is playing against Jordan 23 on the Arabia map. Just let me know if you can hear my voice in the chat right now so we can see if it's working exactly. And hopefully it's not too laggy as well because I set up my settings earlier and it should all be good. So just let me know if you can hear me okay, and that'll be great. Massive thanks to Booga for the yeah, alright, great, that's great. Okay, cool. Massive thanks to Booga for the auto scene switcher. As you saw there, it worked, it's awesome. It saves me a lot of issues with actually streaming, and yeah, this is going to be great. So it was going to be the Viper versus Chris, but Chris decided to be a douche, and now it's the Viper versus Jordan. So hopefully you'll enjoy this one. It's going to be the Viper as Byzantines off to the left side of the map, and probably over here somewhere. We've got Jordan in green, playing as Britons. So Britons are pretty good for booming, but not probably one of the best civilizations for Arabia. Of course, they can get out plenty of archers, and once they upgrade to the Castle Age, they get an extra range on their archers for free, which is great as well. And I thought the Viper was making a little mistake there, building a house, and then, yeah, he obviously wasn't. He's doing just fine. We'll see how many villages he puts on wood. He's going for a fort, so he could potentially go for a drush here, and I'm going to be interested to see what he does do. Obviously, these two guys, good friends, and great sports as well when they go against each other in a 1v1. So I'm sure we won't see anything like boar stealing or anything like that, which is absolutely great to see. And yeah, I'm potentially seeing a drush here, as he has got 4 villagers on wood already, sending his first villager out to lure his forward boar. If you are luring boars, you've got to remember, go for your front boar first. As you can see, he had 1 boar over here, and his second boar was all the way over here. Makes sense to go for your front boar first, just in case your opponent does decide to steal, and obviously you don't want to get your boar stolen at all, which is not good. The Viper just saying there, want to team up versus Gaia. That would be rather funny. I don't know how that would work. Massive bears on the run, and yeah. So we're underway. He's sending some villagers to berries right now, and he will be luring his second boar very shortly. There we go. His second boar is going to be lured in a moment, and off to a pretty decent start. And we could expect to see him advancing up to about 22 population. Off now to scout Jordan 23 as well with his scout cavalry there. I don't know if I can actually set groups up while spectating, as it might mess up the Viper's settings. So I'm not going to do that. But if I find out that I can, then I might do that in the future, so that's really going to help me out with spectating someone else as well. Second boar coming in. That first one was pretty much a perfect lure. This one, if he gets a little bit closer, could be just as good. Hopefully he won't kill it too far away. And again, pretty much perfect there, preventing his villagers from actually attacking the boar for a few moments, just to get the boar closer to the town centre instead of killing it here, which would be a lot more inefficient. So that was absolutely great from him. Right there. House going up, and he's almost got enough wood for a barracks. So we could see this villager go for a barracks straight away. There we go. He's popped the barracks down right next to his house there, and that is the next one on the way. So we're going to see some kind of drushing action from the Viper. Of course, he's going to have to find Jordan, which he has done. He knows where his town centre is. We're going to want to find his wood. He's already found his berries, so we could see, oh no, he doesn't know where his wood is. So we could see some good drushing from the Viper. If he can make his drush worthwhile, then it's definitely going to be good for him. Jordan 23, just seen his scout there though, and he is going to know that this drush is on the way, and we could in fact see a drush from Jordan as well. Britons do have, I'm sure you're well aware of this, but they do have a sheep gathering bonus, which means that they do get food very, very fast in the early ages, sorry, at the Dark Age start, so which means that Britons actually have a decent drush due to the fact that they can have extra food coming in, and obviously 60 food, 20 gold for the militia. That extra food is a really big help to a Briton player. As you can see, Jordan's score slightly further ahead at the moment, could indicate that he's got some of his own. And not sure what the Viper's doing there. He's luring Jordan's deer closer to his town centre for him. That was very valiant. I've got no idea what the hell he just did there. He was luring Jordan's deer towards his town centre for him. Obviously, he thinks Jordan needs a bit of help early game, and that was kind of funny to see, actually. I have no idea why he did that. Playing the Mother Nature there. He's not really scouted that much of Jordan, though. He doesn't know whether Jordan's drushing or not. He can't see how many villages he's got on wood. He can't see if he's got a barracks out yet either. And here comes the Viper's drush as well. He's so funny, man. Tried to give him a deer to help him out. Obviously he needs the help. Not. And 500 food up to the feudal age as he commences his drush now. And this is pretty good timing from him as well. So this is all good for the Viper. Off to a very nice start indeed. And I'm going to look forward to see where this goes, because obviously if this gets to a post-Imperial game, Byzantines have a massive advantage due to the fact that they have a very fleshed out tech tree, they have access to a lot of decent units, and Byzantines obviously are forced to be reckoned with post-Imperial, considering the fact that Britons have a very... oh, hang on a minute, he's Japanese. Never mind, I swear he chose Britons pre-game. That's ridiculous. Right, okay. Never mind. Ignore exactly what I've just said about Jordan, because he was Britons, I swear. He chose Britons, but now he's Japanese. He must have switched it at the last minute. The Viper's drush, not as successful as it could have been right there. Didn't really do too much harassment, and he's only really disrupted 1 or 2 villages there. And Jordan I think he's going to be perfectly fine with that. So anyway, as I was saying, Britons is obviously not the case in this game, so it's not Britons, and ignore exactly what I said about the faster drush. But the Viper up to the feudal age first, and an archery range straight out. Byzantines, pretty decent archers, so good choice from him. Of course, we could have seen a scout rush, but I think scout rushes are fairly easy to combat compared to a flush, like an archer rush, for instance. And yeah, as we can see here, he's going to go scout out what military buildings he has. He's just got barracks out so far, as Jordan isn't into the feudal age yet. Oh no, he is. He's into the feudal age already. I missed that. And a stable coming out for Jordan, so perhaps a scout rush from him that would be feasible. And it looks like Dreams. The Viper is going to lose this militia here, and his drush wasn't so effective, but his score is in the lead, so he's obviously doing something right. And 2 archery ranges from him coming out already. Preparing a spearman as well. Obviously he's seen that stable right there, so he wants to get a spearman out just to protect his wood if he can. Oh, this is not good. Lost a villager there, and he lost another one as well on the wood. Jordan with some great harassment coming in with the man-at-arms. I'm sure the Viper wasn't expecting that, as it's not that common that we see people go for man-at-arms in an Arabia war, especially when they could get out some, save that money and get out some extra units instead. But Jordan has upgraded to man-at-arms. He's really disrupting some of the Viper's economy there, and I'm pretty sure he lost 2 or 3 villagers there as well. So not so good for him, and that's put Jordan in the score lead. Of course, as I was saying before, spearmen, really important to get out if you know your opponent's got a barracks. Sorry, not a barracks, a stable, as you can then prevent the scout rush that's bound to be coming in. Looks like Jordan's potentially going to lose that man-at-arms, being chased away with just 5 HP left, so GG man-at-arms there. And yeah, so another archery range coming out. Pretty standard 3 archery range play. And temporary population blocking himself. I'm sure that was a mistake. And here come the scouts from Jordan. Wants to get the skirmishers away from there. The scouts obviously will absolutely cut the skirmishers to bits. But he has got the spearman close by. Of course, going to try and take out this spearman as fast as he can with the man-at-arms. That spearman is now down, and another one is on the way. But he's going to have to push out with these skirmishers or do something with them. They're not going to be that useful to him if he's being raided by scouts, as obviously skirmishers 0 melee armor and a very low attack, so it takes a lot of skirmishers to take out the knights and some scout cavalry, and some really good harassment coming in here as well from Jordan. So this is pretty good play from Jordan. He's got a pretty firm score lead now, and more scouts are coming in. Viper though is pushing out with his Yeah, skirmishes. Gonna see what damage he can do. Obviously, he's not collecting any gold right now. I didn't really look at his map, but his gold is quite far back and very easily harassable. So the Viper is a little bit deprived from gold right here. He's probably gonna have to tower this if he wants to keep his villagers safe, and gonna try and do what damage he can with his skirmishes. Unfortunately, skirmishes with their very low attack take quite a bit of time to take out any villagers and get some decent harassment, but he is at least going to prevent Jordan from mining gold for the time being, and Jordan even bringing his villagers into the fray. Being attacked by a wolf there, kind of unfortunate. That villager could be lost if the skirmishers keep focusing fire. More skirmishers on the way across the map. So I think the Viper is in a fairly decent situation still. He's finally getting some gold. He needs to make sure this gold camp is safe though. Might want to invest in a few more spearmen just to keep this area safe, or even a tower just here on the high ground would be very useful to him as well. But being chased away by the scouts, and he could lose quite a few skirmishes here if he doesn't get away fast enough, because scouts are going to be able to kill these guys off very quickly with their 5 attack and 0 melee armor. Basically means that these are toast if they get attacked for too long by scouts. Bringing the spearmen in though, and that's pretty decent for him. He's going to be able to keep those scouts at bay. Of course, if Jordan starts to bring in some archers as well, archer and scouts probably the best combination you can have early game in Feudal Wars, purely because the scouts can obviously take out the skirmishers and the archers can take out the spearmen. It's as simple as that. Although arguably you could say that obviously spearmen take out scouts and skirmishers take out archers, but with the maneuverability of the scouts it allows you to do a lot more micromanagement with those, and it does help you in the long run. So scout and archer is probably the best combination you can have. Maybe Jordan will get some archers out, maybe he's just going to focus on trying to get up to the castle age soon. But bear in mind that scouts cost quite a bit of... Oh, this is not good for the Viper over here. Scouts do cost quite a bit of food, and wow, actually losing quite a few scouts there. That was a very heavy loss for him, and that is something he doesn't want to have to deal with right now. As you can see, Jordan finally getting some archers out. Perhaps the Viper's going to get some of his own. Yes, he is, as he's starting to gather some gold now. Archers are going to be able to deal with the scout cavalry fairly effectively. They have a fairly high attack, and obviously... once he gets the upgrades on them, he's going to get the extra armor as well. Already got fletching, though, the Viper has, and Jordan is one step ahead with the upgrades. He's already got the archer armor, but he's managing to pick off some extra villagers without losing too many of his soldiers. Probably going to want to get out of there, though, because he could be toast if he gets caught by this army right here. The harassment coming in, and it's amazing how they can actually play this and multi-manage, micromanage, and multitask as well as they do. The whole time I was watching this fight down here, Jordan was harassing up here, and it's absolutely crazy how they actually multitask that well, and I'm extremely jealous of their capabilities. However, it looks like the Viper could deal a lot of damage here. Depends how many reinforcements Jordan brings in, but he's got a lot of units streaming across the map, and if you can get more economical harassment in, like he already has been doing, then the Viper's going to be in a great situation. Needs to be careful here though. Heading downhill to the low ground is not good, where you do not want to be fighting uphill. That is probably one of the worst things you can be doing early game. Obviously, you want to preserve your units as long as possible, so that when you do get the upgrades on them when you reach Castle Age, you're going to make the most of that money well spent. So here we have a little more of a fray, and the Viper, all of his skirmishers missing there. They are useless without ballistics at a moving army, but that's not too much of a problem. He could come and harass this gold right here if he sneaks in through this gap. Is there a gap there? It looks like there is a gap. He could sneak in there, but he's definitely outnumbering Jordan here. Jordan could potentially be up to the Castle Age, and I think his wall in is going to be pretty decent. Obviously, the Viper can't get too close around here, otherwise he's going to be too close to the town centre for comfort, and I'm sure this area is walled off fairly well as well, perhaps over here. So I don't think the Viper's going to be able to do too much harassment without getting close to the town centre. This gold is going to be a great area for him to harass though. If he can get in there and do some decent damage, that would be great to see. Probably looking to go up to the Castle Age fairly soon. Although saying that, Jordan has a very large army. It's very hard to see how much army he's actually got when he's in the fog of war, but that's quite a lot of skirmishes. I would still say though that the Viper is outnumbering him, and this is crazy. 80 population already, and I could only wish I could play this well. It's so amazing. But regardless, a lot of these skirmishes being picked off, and I'm sure the Viper is looking to go to the Castle Age now, almost at 800 food, just a little bit more gold to go, and he will be ready to advance. Jordan trying to do some harassment of his own with these archers here, but Viper is going to be up after this villager right there. He's up. and that means he can upgrade these to elite skirmishers, he can upgrade to crossbowmen, and getting that technological advantage and using it to the best of your ability really does give you the upper hand when you get to the Castle Age. So he's going to want to make the most of this army while he can, and once he gets the upgrades on there, I'm sure he'll be looking to push out and do whatever damage he can to Jordan. Not sure if Jordan's up to the Castle Age already. It could be a possibility, although he has invested quite a lot in scouts already, and scouts costing a fairly large amount of food could set Jordan back just a little bit. Jordan's score just creeping ahead as well, and we've got a pretty big battle going on here actually over these archery ranges. Not really sure who's going to get the upper hand. It looks like the Viper is going to get the upper hand here. His score lurching ahead as he gains the army advantage once again, and Jordan forced to retreat back to the safety of his town centre. And obviously, once the Viper gets up to the Castle Age, he's going to get an extra +1 range and attack on these guys, which makes taking out these villagers even more probable and bringing up more reinforcements as I speak. So the Viper looking in a very strong situation here. He's got full map control. Jordan is cooped up inside of his base, but Jordan is still making a lot of skirmishers and a lot of archers right there, and it's hard to say whether he's outnumbered or not until they get into a straight 1v1, and you can see very clearly. It doesn't look like this is actually open. That was just a figment of my imagination, but the Viper coming in from multiple angles, and he's actually found that Jordan is wide open here, and that's not so good because he's resigned already. There we go, up to the Castle Age, and he knew there wasn't much he could do now as he gets up to the Castle Age, and these upgrades are bound to be coming in. So Jordan lost that one. I don't know. He might have been able to hold on a little bit longer, perhaps, but I don't know what his resources were looking like. I don't know how much resource he actually had, but he definitely didn't make his scouts worthwhile. He lost a lot of food with his scouts, and unfortunately, that probably cost him the game right there. So we're going to go back, and maybe they'll be willing to play another one. If you've got any suggestions or ideas for settings that you would like to see, let me know, and I'll see if these guys are willing to play them. So thanks for watching. I will bring you another game in a moment.